and everybody got very agitated and everybody started shouting. I'm back from the dead, or from the meditators. I spent a week here in Ko Samui in the Dipabhavan meditation center on a meditation retreat, and it's now Sunday 10:30, which means I'm awake already for about 7 hours this morning, and I left the retreat a couple of hours ago. They drove us down into the little village by the beach here in Samui. We parted ways from my fellow retreatants, and I took a cab out here to the airport. And so I'm now at the Samui airport, and I'm going to go through the immigration, and soon my flight to Singapore will take off. From Singapore, I hope I'll see my family at the airport. I was not able to contact them yet. Somehow my phone, even roaming, doesn't work. Seems to still be in retreat itself. But I hope I'll see them, and I will then go from there to Beijing. So I have about an hour or so in Singapore before my flight departs to Beijing. I've checked my bag through right away in case there's a delay. Things go very smoothly at the airport. The retreat, I'll have to digest it, to be frank, and I will write about it on my blog. So if you want to read about my experience, how it was to start the day there, the first day, meeting the other people who were going to be on the retreat with me, how the silence was after that, the silence for 7 days, the getting up at 4:30 every day, the food, the twice-a-day food. Essentially, we had breakfast at 7:30 and ate lunch around 11:45, and so by 12 we were done until the next day, 7:30. So that's almost 20 hours without food. So I'll blog about it. I'll blog about the retreat itself, the meditation, the nature, and all the crawlers, my new friends that I met. And yeah, I'm at this point a little tired and hungry, not having eaten much in the past 7 days, but I haven't eaten anything since I left, so I hope I'll find something here in the airport, which, by the way, is a beautiful airport. As you can see, this is the shopping street. This is an outdoor shopping street with little huts left and right, I guess more to this side, and that's where the the cafes and the shops are. For what I've seen, Ko Samui is a way nicer island than, for example, Phuket. Less developed, less touristy, but whatever is developed is done very nicely. So I will blog about it. Go to my blog, familymanontour.com if you want to read about it. I'll probably take a day to start penning down my experience. We were not supposed to ride. Even during the retreat, I did take some notes here and there, but I'll have to get out most of it from memory. And so I'll write it down, and yeah, it'll be on my blog. I'll probably make a video or two about it as well. So if you want to get this here on YouTube, just subscribe on YouTube, and you'll get a message when my next video is up, and it may be from Beijing, or it may be about the meditation retreat, or I may already be in Mongolia, who knows. That's it for now. I'm gonna catch my flight, and I see you all later. Bye-bye. Just got a taxi after queuing about half an hour for a taxi at midnight 30, and on my way to the hotel. So we'll see how crazy this driver goes. They usually just drive crazy, and unfortunately the seatbelts don't work in these cars. So we'll see. It's now 1 a.m. I arrived at my hotel here in Beijing, in a district that's relatively central. It was a long day. I got up at 4 a.m. today, and I've been traveling pretty much since about 8 in the morning until now, 1 a.m. the next day. It took me quite a while to get through the airport here in Beijing. Actually, I counted there were 5 occasions where you had to queue. And I'm just talking about queues that took me 15 minutes or more. So first you had to queue when you got out of the airplane, and you walked for a while, and you got to a place where you had to take your fingerprints. So that's the first place you had to queue. Then you had to queue for immigration, of course. Then there was another queue for the train. There was a train from one terminal to the other, and we were packed like sardines at about midnight. So that was maybe not surprising in a country with 1.4 billion people. And then you had to queue for getting your bag x-rayed before leaving the terminal. And then, to my surprise, there was another half an hour to 40 minutes queue for the taxi. And there was an interesting episode as I was queuing for the taxi. When you queue, you have these S queues, so you go around those barriers, and people here kind of respect the queues, but there's people who just pass. And so there were two guys that just passed me and everyone else on the right, looking at their phones like this, just pretending nothing happened. And then first nobody said anything, and as they had passed about 10 or 15 people, some guy started shouting at them, really agitated. And of course they pretended not to hear anything. They continued looking at their phones as if nothing had happened. And then the shouting subsided. But then as they went around and they came back and they passed close to those people shouting, the guys started shouting at them again. And everybody got very agitated and everybody started shouting. I have no idea what they were shouting, but there was lots of shouting. And then one of the two guys that were passing us seemed to be more reasonable. He was pulling his friend back and said, okay, let's go back. And so they started walking back. And as quickly as people had gotten agitated, as quickly they just calmed down and everybody went back to doing what they were doing, which was mostly looking at their phones. And then I then got a taxi, and as always, I had a crazy taxi driver here in China. Somehow there is, at least in the places I visited, there's no place to buckle up. There's no place to put the buckle in on the seat. They kind of hide that under the seat or under the seat covers. So it always makes me a little nervous when they overtake left and right like crazy and make very, very risky movements. So however, I survived, and yeah, here I am now in this little hotel on the 16th floor. And here's my bed, and after not having slept on a bed for 7 nighs on a soft mattress, I'm really going to enjoy this. I don't know how long I'll sleep tomorrow. I think it's going to be long. I just want to enjoy the softness and having a nice blanket. And so yeah, so that's going to be it for today.